This is the lever off my '07 Cadillac Escalade EXT. I'm pretty sure it's the same setup as the Avalanche, Suburban, and the Tahoes. What you'll need is a 15 millimeter wrench. What you have to do is pop your cable off of the stud that sticks out of one end. If the bushing is already worn out, it may not even be there. If your cable has already came off, mine came off. That's how I knew about it. But if your cable hasn't come off and it's just loose or whatever, and you want to reinforce it, just pop it off. And once you pop it off, put your 15 millimeter socket on the nut, holding the lever onto the transmission. Turn it counterclockwise until the lever stops moving. Once it stops moving, turn it again, try to turn it again, and break the nut loose. You have to wiggle that lever a couple times and it will come off. Once it comes off, here's what we will do. Flip the lever over, and on the back side, grind down the stud. Once you grind that stud down flat with the lever, take a punch and knock the stud out from the back. Now what you will be left with is what you see right here. It'll be a small hole on one end. Just remember which side is the back side, because that's the way you have to put it back in the truck. Some people would drill this hole out, this small hole, but I couldn't find a drill bit strong enough to drill it out. So what I did, I found a bolt that was the same size as that hole. I can't remember exactly what size bolt that is, but if you go to your hardware store and just try bolts out that size, just get one that'll fit through that hole. And once it fit through that hole, take the stud that came out of that hole and maybe get your bolt, maybe I would say maybe a 1/4 inch longer, or maybe a little bit more, because you don't want it too long, because if you do, you'll have to cut. Once you get it in the truck, you'll have to cut some of it off on the end. And then just make sure that the head of the bolt, try to keep it as small, flat as possible, because you want to make sure that it clears the trans pan. Mine was I didn't have to shave it down any, because it cleared it pretty well. And after that, you just put the kit together. Once you knock the pin out, just make a marking on the back side so you'll know which way to put the bolt through. Here's the bolt, the washer, and the lever. Don't pay that bolt no mind. All right, what you want to do, stick your bolt in from the back side like this, and then just flip it over. Once you flip it over, it looks like this. Now it looks just like that stud that was in there. Now what you want to do is take and put your nut on and tighten that nut all the way down. Put some Loctite on it. Take your 2 wrenches, tighten this bolt down all the way to the bottom like that till it gets tight with some Loctite, just to make it secure. Now this washer actually will be inside of your cable. It'll be inside the cable. Slide the cable on, put your washer on, and then you put your last nut on. Once you put your last nut on, and you tighten it down with some Loctite, just to make sure, for a little extra insurance. But this is what it will look like once you finish putting it all together. Bolt your lever back onto the transmission, turn it clockwise until the lever stops moving. Then you can tighten it down, and then you can put the cable on and connect everything. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Like, share, and subscribe.